The summer heat in Austin, Texas is relentless. July 2005 brings temperatures exceeding 100 degrees daily. The oppressive weather seems to fuel a restlessness in the air. Families seek refuge at Lake Travis, cooling off beneath the scorching sun. Among them, the Pals. Elizabeth Harris and her 5 daughters share a close bond. Roxan, the eldest, is 18 now. Her sisters Rosalind, Veronica, and Ruby look up to her. The family makes plans for 4th of July weekend, a time usually reserved for togetherness. But Roxan has other ideas. She wants to spend the holiday with her boyfriend Lewis Walls. It's their 2-year anniversary. Elizabeth agrees, though she feels a pang of disappointment. Roxan promises to return in a couple of days. They'll go shopping at the outlet mall. It's a plan Elizabeth looks forward to. Roxan always calls. They always keep in touch. Friday evening arrives. Roxan phones her mother as expected, confirming she'll be home Saturday morning. Elizabeth reminds her what time they're leaving. Everything seems normal. Then hours pass. Saturday morning comes and goes. Roxan doesn't show up. The family goes ahead with their shopping trip to another town. They return around 4 in the afternoon. Then Roxan's phone rings, but it's not her voice, it's Lewis. His question catches Elizabeth off guard. "Have you seen Roxan? The words don't make sense." "She's with you," Elizabeth says. Lewis explains they argued. Roxan stormed out. He tried to follow her, but she was too angry. She left without her purse, without her cell phone, without anything. Rosalind stands nearby, hearing every word. It doesn't sound right. Roxan wouldn't just walk away like that, not without her belongings. Panic sets in quickly. Nearly 24 hours have passed since anyone last saw Roxan. Elizabeth gets in her car and drives to the area where Lewis says they stayed. The location isn't what she expected. The Rundberg corridor, a rough stretch north of Austin. Cheap motels line the streets. Street crime is common here. It's not a place any mother wants her daughter to be. Elizabeth calls police, but there's a problem. Roxan is 18, an adult. It takes a day or two before officers respond. Elizabeth knows she can't wait. This is her daughter. Nobody else will take responsibility. She has to act. Lewis also calls police, reporting the same story. Detective James Scott takes both reports almost simultaneously. Lewis describes an argument. Roxan walking off into the night. But something doesn't sit right. Lewis waited a full day before telling anyone. By the time he reports her missing, he's already back home. He's already checked out of the motel room. He's already collected everything. 3 days pass before police even learn someone is missing. By then, the motel has rented the room to other guests. Determining which room they stayed in becomes nearly impossible due to poor record-keeping at the front desk. The delay is devastating. Evidence, if there ever was any, is gone. Detectives focus on what they do have. The belongings Lewis says Roxan left behind. But first, they need to get them back. 5 days go by before Lewis returns her things. Her purse, her cell phone, jewelry, a bag of clothes. Rosalind looks through the clothes immediately. They're not Roxan's. She knows her sister's wardrobe. These items belong to someone else. Then detectives pull Roxan's phone records. What they find is startling. More than 300 calls made after she disappeared. Every 2 or 3 minutes, as if someone keeps dialing without getting an answer. The person making all those calls is Lewis Walls. The numbers he's calling raise eyebrows. Adult entertainment lines. His ex-girlfriend in New Mexico. Making these calls isn't illegal, but it paints a troubling picture. Detectives keep digging. They speak with the motel clerk on duty the night Roxan vanished. She confirms seeing Roxan leave. She saw Lewis follow her outside. Her account matches his story so far. But there's more. Late that same night after her shift ended, the clerk went to Lewis's room. She spent hours there with him. His girlfriend supposedly walked out angry, and within hours he's with another woman. Detectives wonder if Lewis ever expected Roxan to come back. The investigation reveals uncomfortable details. When Roxan met him, she believed he was 18. He wasn't. He was 28, 11 years older. If they met when she was 16, the implications are disturbing. Police records show Lewis has a criminal history. He's been in and out of jail. Drugs, sex, money. A pattern emerges. Despite everything, there's no direct evidence linking Lewis to Roxan's disappearance. He refuses to cooperate with detectives. He tells them they're trying to frame him. Detective Scott tries reasoning with him. "If you didn't do this, help me find her. You loved her. Let's work together." Lewis doesn't budge. Roxan's sisters share another disturbing story. Months before she disappeared, they spotted her at a bus stop wearing sunglasses. When she took them off, her face was badly bruised. Her nose was broken, detached. She needed surgery. Roxan claimed she got caught in a fight between Lewis and some other men. But friends later reveal a different version. Lewis hit her. He caused the injury. There's no proof, though. The investigation stalled. 6 days after Roxan goes missing, a call comes in. A domestic disturbance at a motel next door to where Roxan was last seen. A security officer walking by looks through a window. Inside, a man has a woman pinned to the floor. He's choking her, trying to remove her clothes. The man flees before police arrive. He leaves behind his hearing aid and his wallet. Eventually, he returns to retrieve them. Officers identify him as Jeffrey Moore. His history is troubling. He hires women from the area, takes them to motel rooms, and gets rough with them. The woman involved refuses to cooperate. No charges are filed. But during the routine check, something falls out of Jeffrey's wallet. Roxan's ID. Detectives ask how he got it. Jeffrey's story changes. First, he says she's a friend. He was holding it for her. Pressed further, he offers a different explanation. He met her downtown at a club. She asked for a ride to Rundberg. She must have dropped it in his car. The contradictions are obvious. Detectives track down Jeffrey's vehicle. Inside, they find a dark stain. It's sent to the lab for testing. The DNA doesn't match Roxan. The stain is ketchup. Jeffrey remains a person of interest, but the focus shifts back to Lewis. Elizabeth refuses to give up. She and her daughters return to Rundberg, handing out flyers. They talk to everyone: street workers, drug dealers, people living in the motels. One woman approaches Elizabeth. Her name is Loretta. She reaches for a cross around her neck and makes a promise. "I'm going to help you find your daughter." 2 weeks pass. Still no word from Roxan. Then news breaks. A body has been found under a bridge. Elizabeth hears about it on television before detectives can reach her. The police ask her to have Roxan's dental records ready. The family prepares for the worst. The coroner identifies the body. It's not Roxan, it's Loretta, the woman who promised to help. Paper towels are shoved down her throat. The brutality suggests someone wanted to silence her. Maybe she asked too many questions. Maybe she learned something she shouldn't have. August arrives. The investigation is no closer to answers. Lewis has moved on. Within a month of Roxan's disappearance, he's with another young girl. Elizabeth tries to intervene. She brings the girl to her house, shows her pictures of Roxan. The girl reveals something chilling. Lewis told her if she didn't do what he said, the same thing would happen to her. Like that white girl, Roxan. Lewis apparently brags to others. "I killed someone and they can't touch me." But when detectives try to interview his new girlfriend, she refuses to cooperate. Lewis knows how to manipulate. Without her testimony, the confession is just hearsay. Street witnesses don't hold much credibility in court. Months turn into years. Then a tip comes in. The FBI gets involved. A field off Rundberg, not far from the motels, might contain remains. Police hold a press conference. An excavation team arrives. They believe this could finally bring closure. Elizabeth watches from a distance as agents dig through the debris. Dogs search the area. The media waits. After hours of extensive work, they find nothing. No remains, no evidence, no Roxan. The disappointment is crushing. 2 people remain persons of interest. Jeffrey Moore and Lewis Walls both have something to hide. Detective Scott believes their worlds collided. Jeffrey, a known predator who hired women and treated them violently. Lewis, who wanted Roxan to work for his benefit. Roxan refused. Maybe that refusal cost her everything. Without new evidence or cooperation from either man, the case stalls permanently. Detective Scott, a veteran of 23 years, has no doubt both men are responsible. But doubt doesn't bring charges. It doesn't bring justice. Jeffrey Moore eventually moves to Houston. Lewis Walls stays in the area. A private investigator gets a tip about his location. An apartment complex not far from where Roxan disappeared. Hours are spent waiting, hoping to speak with him. He never shows. Lewis has never given an official statement to police. He's never explained the contradictions. He's never accounted for that night. Life continues without Roxan. Her sister Rosalind gets married. She has a baby girl named Pearl, Elizabeth's first grandchild. The joy is bittersweet. Every year on the anniversary of Roxan's disappearance, the family returns to Rundberg. They hand out flyers. They talk to anyone who will listen. Elizabeth's heart remains broken. It will never fully mend, but Pearl helps. The baby brings light into a family shadowed by loss. Rosalind keeps marching forward for her mother, for Roxan, for all of them. She remembers her sister's laughter, her jokes, her goofy personality. The memories are golden, but they're not enough. Someone out there knows what happened. One of them, maybe both, holds the truth. The family still waits. They still hope. Not necessarily for Roxan to walk through the door, but for answers, for closure, for the chance to finally lay her to rest. Elizabeth doesn't want to leave this world without knowing what happened to her daughter. The years stretch on, but the question remains, where is Roxan?